Hey guys, so today's video is about Taylor Holder and something really weird and sketchy going on there. Sketchy or borderline. Let's just get into it. My social media will be in the description along with my second channel, anything else you might need to find. Subscribe, hit that bell, like, comment for engagement, and let's just get into it. So, Taylor Holder is a TikToker, so he does the typical stuff, you know, the dances, the thirst traps, the whole thing. And he grew because obviously he's surrounded by the LA crowd. He lives in LA. He dated a few famous people, one of them being Charlie Jordan. He's just, you know, that's the typical thing that people do in LA when they do TikTok. He's friends with Bryce and a bunch of those guys, and everything seemed to be going well until people recently found that everyone has been unfollowing him on Instagram. And when I say everyone, I mean basically everyone, from Bryce to Maddie to everyone. Just everyone is unfollowing him. And people are wondering, like, look, when it's one or two people, you can kind of excuse it, be like, oh, they must be arguing or there must be some beef. But when everyone in LA is unfollowing you, something's going on. And obviously then, out of nowhere, I'm actually unsure where these allegations came from, but someone said that it's something to do with SA. Recently, I've been getting hit with demonetization whenever I try to talk about something to do with that. So I'm just really not taking any chances here, because the moment your video gets demonetized, it gets suppressed and doesn't get pushed out. So let's just try. Hope and pray, you know? It goes well. So I don't know where this allegation came from, but someone said it's a lot of people, some of them being influencers as well. I'm not saying that makes the allegation more or less important. It's just because it's an influencer, it might gain traction a bit quicker, because obviously it's easier for you to put out an allegation on a huge platform rather than a smaller platform if you're just, you know, a regular user of social media. So it might actually spread faster. So people have been trying to figure out kind of what's going on, and there's some fake news and there's some real news. So I'm going to try and like break it down for you guys in simple terms and give you a summary. So a few people have been asked about Taylor Holder, so people that are usually associated with him. For example, Mads Lewis on Hollywood Fix. So Hollywood Fix, the paparazzi guy, found Mads on the street and basically just asked her about it. She looked very uncomfortable. She was like, look, I don't know what's going on, I don't want to talk about it, but clearly you know what's going on because you're there, you're in the crowd, you're unfollowing him. Clearly you know what's going on. Why aren't you speaking out? So he asks her again. She says, no, like, I'm okay. I'm just going to go. She leaves. People are wondering why she's not speaking out. Then we find out that allegedly, and this is alleged, Taylor Holder's lawyers have sent out over 50 cease and desists to different influencers and different people attempting to speak out about the situation. Now, it's interesting, you know, he's not sending out cease and desists to drama channels or commentary channels or anyone kind of posting about the allegations. He's sending out cease and desists to people that are on the inner circle, people that might actually know something, people that might have been there for things happening or know the victims, mainly with some of them being influencers. They might all be friends. So it's very interesting who he's allegedly sending the cease and desists to, because they're people that have the most sources. And they might actually be the sources of information. Allegedly, one of the people that got a cease and desist was Bryce Hall. He was recently asked about this, and he made a statement just basically saying that he doesn't approve of what's going on, but he's not actually allowed to speak about this, which kind of confirms the cease and desist situation. So is that confirmed? Is that an allegation? I'm going to say alleged because I don't want to get a cease and desist and I don't want to get sued. So I'm just saying alleged cease and desists are being sent out, which is interesting in itself because that confirms the initial, like, why people aren't following him. Anyway, then we have Jordan Jones. Why did I just forget? I panicked for a minute. Basically on an interview talking about the situation and being like, look, I know stuff behind the scenes, but I'm not going to speak out on it just yet because it's too much. Like, it's too deep. It's not basic tea and drama. It's an actual, you know, situation happening, an actual serious thing going on. So I'm not going to speak about it, but essentially just confirming what's already going around. Then Taylor Holder does a really weird, strange move that I don't know why he did. He went on the BFFs podcast with Dave Portnoy, Josh Richards, and why am I blanking on her name? Brianna. And basically just goes on there, and what I find weird is he asked them to come on and then basically said nothing. So why did you ask to come on? It just doesn't really make sense to me. He came on, they started asking him questions, and he said, look, no one knows anything, and I just think it's weird to make allegations unless you know anything, you know, things spread weird. He basically said nothing. So I don't know why he asked to come on, because if you weren't going to make an official statement saying, these are the allegations, this is what I have against it, this is what I'm doing with it, then why did you come on? He literally came on to just confirm that nothing is confirmed. Even though he's in the situation. I just don't know why. I don't know why he would do that, because it doesn't make sense and it's a waste of everyone's time. But two, I don't know since when BFF's podcast became the place for people to talk about their crime allegations and try to disavow them. For example, recently Sienna May wanted to go on the podcast to talk about her allegations that were made about her essaying Jack Wright. And I just don't know, since when is the BFF's podcast like the place to go to fix your reputation when it comes to crimes alleged? So obviously he came on, wasn't the best look. And what I find really strange is the whole time he was talking about the allegations and what's going on, he kept on alluding to the fact that this is all happening because he's releasing a song. So I don't know if he went on the podcast to hopefully promote his song before the allegations dropped to get like a few extra streams. Because if so, that's disgusting that you would use the situation to promote yourself. That's gross. But yeah, I'm just wondering if that's what was going on. And then we had a situation where, because obviously a lot of the allegations are going on, people are just trying to figure things out, figure out what's going on, because no one's talking. You know, Mads Lewis caught on the street, says nothing. Bryce Hall, very close friend of Taylor Holder, well, was a very close friend, makes a non-statement statement, basically being like, I can't talk about what's going on, but me and Taylor Holder aren't close anymore. Everyone's unfollowing him. Jordan says that something's going on, but like she can't talk about what's going on either. It's all very like, oh, like what's going on? So people are just trying to look into it further and just figure out on their own what's going on, which I completely understand. Because you don't want to support accidentally someone that's, you know, clearly committing crimes and doing something wrong. So people are just trying to figure out what's going on. And people found a police report that someone was arrested by the name of Taylor Holder. Turns out it wasn't even in LA, and the Taylor Holder in question was a female that was arrested in a different state. So it wasn't Taylor Holder, that was a fake news that was being spread around. So no one got arrested just yet. But also, Keemstar has been talking about this a lot, and because obviously he has connections behind the scenes, he's friends with a lot of big YouTubers and big TikTokers. He actually got in touch with Taylor Holder to talk to him, and Keem, I believe in one of his drama alerts, said that Taylor Holder essentially behind the scenes said that the allegations are false, that people are just doing this to, I guess, like ruin his career, and that nothing has been said publicly yet, so why would he make a statement if no public allegations have been made? So he's like, why would I defend myself from allegations that aren't made public yet, even though we know that something is going on? So it would make sense for him to put out some kind of a statement, because even though official allegations haven't been made, people are unfollowing, people are reacting, people are talking. So I just think it would be a good idea for him to talk about it if he thinks he's innocent. But Keem basically was just like, yeah, like I guess what he said makes sense, that like the allegations are probably false. But Keem isn't known for someone who believes allegations from the get-go. Like usually he'll kind of, you know, do a bit of whatever, which look, to each their own, depends on how you want to take the allegations. But Keem essentially just said, I talked to him behind the scenes and he said that the allegations are false, essentially. But like, what allegations are false and who's making the allegations? Why is Taylor Holder just not speaking out? I just don't know what's going on. So overall, we know that there are some allegations happening because Bryce, Mads and everyone essentially confirmed it. There are some allegations happening. We don't know how many, we don't know of what, and we don't know how, but apparently it's really bad. People are leaking information ever so slightly, and apparently it's really, really bad. Now, Taylor Holder says it's to ruin his like career, and he keeps on mentioning his song. Some people thought that it was initially that all the influencers unfollowing Taylor Holder was to promote his song, and then they would all refollow him and it would be like a haha hee hee until the allegations came out, and then it stopped being haha hee hee. So yeah, there's that theory about the song, it being promo. Obviously Keem talked to him behind the scenes and Taylor's saying that the allegations are false and that there's like no backing for them. But I guess we just have to wait and see if anyone comes out with any allegations officially and like says what's going on, because right now all the influencers are getting cease and desist, and I'm assuming they can't talk because even if they know for sure that something has happened, if they don't have proof, they could be done for defamation. So it's a very slippery slope, it's a very difficult situation to navigate, and until the victims come out themselves, the alleged victims come out themselves, it's just not something that they can all talk about. But that's it so far from what I've found. I've just kind of waited to see what's going on, and that's so far everything. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. Subscribe, hit that bell, like, comment for engagement, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye guys.